Hello and welcome to the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 12, presented by me, Sammy ASMR. If you're watching this podcast for the first time, this is a creator-focused series of podcast episodes where I sit down with other ASMR creators in the community and I talk to them all about their channel and their personal life and just everything in between, basically. And yes, so today I am joined by the lovely ASMR cat.
Hello, everyone.
So I have a quick summary for some of you guys who maybe aren't familiar with who she is. So basically, Kat or Gina, actually, which one do you prefer? I probably should have asked that beforehand.
Well, maybe Cat because that's my content creator name.
That's fine. So, Kat is a German creator. She currently has 20 videos uploaded on her channel, and she has been uploading now for just over 2 months. And within that time, quite phenomenally, she has amassed over 12,000 subscribers already, which is incredible. If I was to kind of summarize the style of ASMR that she does, or like the genres, it's mainly, classic trigger videos, tapping, scratching, mouth sounds, things of that nature. But of course, her channel is very young, so, she hasn't had the chance to kind of, explore other stuff yet. So, but yes, and like I say, she is basically taking the ASMR space by storm. But that's my little brief description. And yes, Kat, I want to know, who are you today?
Well, that's a good question because I feel like I don't know who I am by myself. I think that with every day and every experience and also every challenge, I form like my character
Yeah.
even more. And so I feel like maybe someday I know who I am, but I feel like it's just like what's life about, like finding out who you are.
No, I get that. That I think that really relates to you and your channel as well, because it is still so early on for you, and it's like you say, you're just kind of
Yeah.
finding your feet and finding out, you know, where you want your channel to go and what you want it to be. So I think that's it's a nice crossover between your channel and you. So yeah, basically the way this is going to work, guys, is there's a past, a present, and a future section, and obviously we're going to make our way starting at the past all the way to the future, and just kind of work our way through things like that. So yeah, thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy it. So kind of to start off, as I mentioned in the summary, you are a German creator, right? So were you born and raised in Germany, or is there a bit more to it than that?
No, I was born and raised in Germany, but like a lot of people um, think that I don't really look like a German, which is like that because I have different roots. My mother is from Vietnam. That's
Wow.
probably where I got my look from. Like
Yeah.
I look kind of like a Vietnamese, a little, or like a mix. And my dad is actually from Wales.
Wow. Okay. So close to me.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's really interesting. So I kind of want to touch on that a little bit more. And I'm sucker for like a romance story. So you're gonna have to tell us like what happened there between your mother being Vietnamese and your dad being Welsh. How did that happen? And how did you guys get to Germany, I guess?
Well, my dad was born in Wales, and I don't know when he came to Germany, but it was pretty early. And my mother was born in Germany too. So my grandparents, like the from my mother's side, came to Germany when there was the war in Vietnam. And I don't know, my mother was pretty young and they went to school together. and I don't know. Oh, it just happened. Like
Yeah,
it's a pretty interesting mix, I think. But
it's
yeah.
nice. Yeah, no, it's funny as well because I think Vietnam is one of them places that I really want to visit. I think there's a lot to see there, and it's very cultural, and I like that. And then the other funny thing is, if you were watching this and someone told you that there was a German between us, you would probably think it was me with my blonde hair and blue eyes. But it's not. It's you. Um, okay, so yeah. Can you, because I think a lot of people who watch ASMR are mainly from the States or Canadian or probably the UK. But can you tell people watching maybe what it's like growing up in Germany? Um, is it is it like quite strict and stuff like that? If you know what that word is. Yeah. What was your experience growing up as a kid? Just general.
Um. Well, that's a hard question.
Yeah, it's a big
I
one.
think, like, I don't know how it is in other places, but I feel like it's pretty strict. Like, you start school and everything is pretty much about,
Did you feel like you could enjoy yourself, or was it too like strict to the point where it was all just about learning and learning and learning, and there was no time for play?
well, I feel like it was a lot about learning. I don't know if like my mother never really put a lot of pressure to me. Like she was always very kind. She always said, like, you learn what you want to learn, and if you're good, then you are, and if not, you can't be good in anything or in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I still had a lot of pressure, like, and that was in my first school, and then after that we go to the middle school kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it became even bigger. And I always felt like I was too young to know like, what I want to do. Um, well, I don't know if that's like a problem in Germany or in general,
Mm-hmm.
but like people want you to have a lot of experience at very young age to get a good job,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what we all think about.
Yeah. I think you were kind of touching on the fact that, like, some people just, I mean, they just don't know what they want to be growing up. And even now,
Yeah.
I'm at 25, and I have friends that still don't know the answer to that question. And it's funny because that leads me on to the next question, which actually
Yeah.
was, did you know what you wanted to be growing up, or kind of maybe not so much that, but did you have like interests in certain things? Were you more interested in arts? Were you more interested in science? What was little cat interested in?
Well, that might show like the situation I was in because when I was young, like most kids might would say like I want to be an actor or I want to do like something artistic or
Mm-hmm.
something with art. And I always said my goal is to study to become a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah.
Like that was my goal, even though I didn't really knew what the job was about. So like my goal was always to become something big. But like when I got older, I was really interested in science. Um, so I wanted to go like to work in a labor someday.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. So like, are you currently studying still? Are you at university? What's the situation at the minute?
Um, Actually, after school, I went to university directly and I studied chemistry for 3 years. But I stopped studying then because I really felt like I couldn't do this for my life. And I
Mm-hmm.
just felt like I did this because people were expecting me to do it.
Yeah.
And I felt like you cannot stop now. Like that's you cannot stop because people will think like that you're weak or something. But I actually did. And now I don't know if like the system is the same everywhere. Like probably not, but I mean in England.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a trainee, like Auszubildende.
Okay. Yep. Training.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and as a technical product designer, and
Wow.
that's really something that I enjoy.
Yeah. And I think that like society in general puts a lot of pressure on us to kind of do degrees like that, and it's I think
Yeah.
um it's really good that you were able to, you know, recognize that you weren't enjoying it and you were kind of being like forced and say, no, actually this isn't for me. And then you've pursued something else that you're more passionate about. So I think that's really good. And yeah, so, you know, I kind of want to know now, you know, how did you come across ASMR in the first place? And within that question, is there like a first video that you can remember that like stands out as being like the first ASMR video you watched, or is that too hard?
Well, I think it started like with these slime videos, you know, on
Oh,
Instagram.
okay.
Like they were really blowing up at a certain time, and I always watched them. And I became like addicted also to these like satisfying videos, you know, where they cut things.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just looks really pretty,
I've seen
yeah.
the ones. Yeah.
And then I started, yeah, and then I started to watch them on YouTube, and you know, YouTube recommends like videos for you then, and then I kind of started to watch. I think the first video was Furby, like some kind of
Mm-hmm.
ear licking video, so it was a lot for my first ASMR video. I just felt like, oh my god, that's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is she doing that?
Yeah.
But it was good too. Like, the sounds were so good.
Uh-huh.
And I, like, the first thing that I watched was mouth sounds always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I ask a lot of people that question, and it's normally oh, GB was my first video, or Frivy was my first video, or like Darling was. I think they're just, you know, the people at top, and just the ones that people just first run into, right? So it's funny that you said Frivy. She was always one of my favorites as well, because she didn't like a lot of mouth sound stuff. So like again, that personally, that's one of my favorites. So that's why I kind of you know, watched a lot of her stuff. Um, so yeah, you kind of got into it through these satisfying Instagram videos, and then you kind of started to find more and more different ASMR videos through that. What made you stay for more? Like, what made you like, okay, I want to explore this more. I want to see more. Like, yeah, what was it about it? Just because it felt nice?
Well, I'm like, I used to be a really stressful person. I don't know if you can say that,
Yeah.
like a little
Okay.
anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was always stressed about little things, and it made my life really hard. And I felt like it kind of have helped me, but mostly like with sleeping. What is it called in English? Insomnia?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm overthinking a lot, and when I'm like in my bed trying to sleep, all these thoughts come up, and like ASMR really makes me sleepy, and I sleep within 10 minutes.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty much the thing that kept me liking ASMR.
Yeah, because that kind of leads on to my next question, which is, um, you know, was ASMR like a mental health outlet for you? And obviously, I think through what you've just said that it was. Um, and I think a lot of people are the same. You know, whether you're getting stressed or anxious or even, you know, depressed, or like you said, suffering with insomnia, then, you know, it can really be a good short-term solution for that for sure. Do you still rely on that? Do you still rely on ASMR now for them same reasons, or have you kind of grew past that and you just still like the thought of it?
Well, I'm much more calm now, so I don't stress that much no more because I just grew up, you know, and I learned things,
Yeah.
and I started to like just get that under control. And I feel like I got a good like I don't know if you can say that, sleeping
Pattern.
schedule or something like that. We say that in German like this.
Yeah, it's like a sleeping pattern.
Yeah, genau. And I think that's mostly because I watch ASMR. And if I would stop, then I wouldn't sleep that early, you know? So that's just why I stick to it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, okay. So, you've been watching ASMR for a while. What was the motivations for you for like starting your own channel?
Well, I'm actually I'm more of a shy person. So I don't know. I think everyone does that who watches ASMR. I started tapping like on things,
Yeah.
scratching just randomly, and then I just thought like, well, you could also do a video about it. Like maybe somebody watches it. Why not? You know?
You may as well.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so I just did it.
Yeah. So, did you have like any expectations going into like doing that first video? Or, I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you didn't, and you kind of just done it because you thought, why not? But I guess you can maybe tell me a bit more.
And like I had no expectations.
Yeah.
It was just like I thought like if you already tap on things all the time, you can also film it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, it was kind of spontaneous, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Did
the idea was spontaneous.
Yeah. Did you put? I mean, what was like the time gap between, okay, I want to film this, to actually filming and uploading that first video?
Like 6 months,
Oh, okay.
I
Wow.
guess. Yeah.
Okay. So like, were you?
Because I
Go on.
um now I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh no, I think no, I forgot it.
I was gonna say, um, did you spend that 6 months like preparing out in your head what you wanted to do, or was it kind of just you had too much going on and you were kind of waiting for the right opportunity?
No, it was more like I always said. Like I still remember when I always said like for fun to my friends, you know, one day I'm gonna do an ASMR channel and you will see me on YouTube. Um, and like I always wanted to do that, but I was always just too shy, you know. I always felt like that's embarrassing. Nobody's going to watch me, and I just couldn't really do the first step.
Yeah. I think it takes a lot of like mental preparation and like just talking yourself through, like, I can do this, I can do this, I got this. Um, and then the other thing I wanted to know was, did you um, did you kind of debate with yourself whether you wanted to do it in German or whether you wanted to do it in English?
No, it was clear for me to do a channel in English because I watch mostly English ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, you know, the first thing that I thought of. And
Yeah.
I do have like a German video on my channel,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that.
but to be honest, it was so weird doing it in German. I don't know why, but it
Uh-huh.
felt so hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of the last question for this part is, did you have any like inspirations like inside the community? So like, was there anyone, like any other creators that you said, no, I really like what they're doing, I want to do something similar myself with their that's similar to their content? And then also, was there anyone like outside the community that inspired you, maybe a friend, maybe a family member?
Well, I do have like my favorite ASMR artists that I watch, and they all have one thing in common, and that is just that they're totally their selves. Like this, it's just not, the videos don't feel like they are planned. It's just authentic. Authentic.
Authentic,
I
yeah.
don't know. Is it authentic? Yeah, and I think that this is what like really relaxes me. And I thought like when I do ASMR, I just want to be myself
Yeah.
and like really create content. Like it's hard at the beginning, but like kind of find like my own way to do ASMR.
Yeah. I think that's a really good, like, way of looking at it. And clearly, I think you are very much yourself in your videos, and obviously, um, because of that, it's doing well. so so well done for you for that. But I think that's very important, and I think I've done a lot of these podcasts now, and a lot of the time, me and the other creator agree that you're like, you just got to be yourself and just put your personality into the video, because at the end of the day, that's the main thing that's going to make your videos, unique from other people, and that's why people are going to watch you, basically. So yeah, good job there. Did anyone inspire you, like, to outside of the community, or
Not really,
no?
because as I said, I always talked about it like more as a joke. So when I started filming, I actually didn't tell
You didn't tell.
anybody.
Yeah.
So no, and like most of my like I don't know any person that really watches ASMR
I'm the same.
actually.
Yeah, it's a very unique thing. That's what we'll say. So that kind of concludes the past section. We're going to move on to the present. So basically, normally what I do here is I go right back to the start of that person's channel, and I look at like their early videos and kind of see like when things started to take off, and like look at certain trends and stuff like that. Now, obviously, with you, your channel is very new. It's very fresh. There's not a big sample size, or like a big pool of videos to go off. And then on top of that, you just kind of hit the ground running, and there was no like smooth. It was just like, whoa! It just went right up. So like I say, um, you know, it's safe to say that obviously you've blown up, and I think pretty much like 2 to 3 videos into you uploading that happened, right? Like, I don't know if you can talk about like the start and like getting like kind of instant success and instant views. What was that like? Was it a bit crazy?
Um, well, like my first video was not too popular,
Yeah.
and I also thought about deleting it because I hate that video. But
No,
I
keep
just
it.
want to show everyone like my start and be honest about it that I had a bad video. But my second video was like hand movements and some trigger words or mouth sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of like people were watching it, but I just felt like because I was, I didn't have any experience. I thought that it was normal, and my first video was just really, really bad.
Yeah, because I don't think it was, but I think you should. I mean, I still have my first video on there, but it's nice to kind of look back and think, okay, this is where I started, and like this is where I am now. And I think as your channel grows older, I think you'll look back on it fondly. You'll definitely cringe at it because first videos are always cringe. Um, but I think yeah. Um, and I think I found you. I think you'd uploaded five, maybe 5 videos when I first found you, because I'm. I think we always talk about this, but I think you had like 500 subs at the time, which was still, it was still like a lot of subs for like how early your channel was. Um, but I mean, I looked at them videos now, and your second video ever has 33,000 views. Your third video has 24,000 views. Your fifth ever video has 63,000 views, and I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. It's pretty insane, and I know you're going to be modest when I ask you this, but why do you think you started so well?
Well, that's probably the hardest question of today.
I got
I
some
don't
hard
know,
ones.
like, um, sometimes, like, I'm just trying to be honest now. Well, like, I think the video that, like, was kind of popular at first was the video with the nail tapping and the teeth tapping.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, most comments were about people complimenting me because of how I look.
Yeah.
And not because of my ASMR. And I don't know, like, that was not what I wanted to reach
Yeah.
with that video, you
I get
know?
it.
But I felt like that helped me. I feel like that helped me. Because when I do look at my ASMR, I often feel like there are other creators that actually do better videos than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have as many subscribers
Yeah.
as they should have,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. I don't really know what to say to this.
It's hard.
Just that,
It's a hard question, and it's hard to
yeah.
not be modest. Um, I think what I would say is, I think I personally watch, or I find myself for whatever reason stumbling across new creators. And I've definitely watched new people before that, I think generally people would look at that person and think, okay, they're obviously very attractive, but at the same time, I think what they're actually producing isn't the best. And I think when I look at them people, I think numbers do reflect that. So I don't think that, you know, people should look at you and think, oh, she's only got this many numbers because, she's a really good looking girl. I think you have that, but you also still do really good ASMR. And like, I can tell you that like for a fact, because, I've watched some of them videos like multiple times now. And they are really good and really tingly. So, I hope you're not telling yourself that, but it's good, it's good to always it's good to always, push ourselves to do better. um, and always want to improve on things. And I know you'll do that, so I think you'll be fine. Um, Sorry for all the compliments. then, then
No, thank you. That was like the best thing you could say.
I try. So the next thing I wanted to point out was like, it's just gonna be more compliments. Um, you already have. I can't believe I'm saying this. You already have two videos that have over 100,000 views, which is it's mind blowing. And I was like writing my notes for this, and I was literally like, I don't know what to say. Like I'm just lost for words. Um, and you probably don't know what to say either. But I think both of them videos are mouse sound videos, right? And I think in general, I think mouse sound videos do very well. Um, and I'm guessing it seems like you are a big fan of mouse sounds yourself.
Yes. Well, as I said at the beginning, that was kind of where my passion for ASMR started. And when I started my channel, I always thought I want to do mouse sounds. And it's just like I'm just lucky that people like the videos with the mouse sounds too, so I can do them, so I
Yeah.
can film them because they like them. That's just that's a pretty good thing. Like it was crazy. Well, I would have never imagined them to be that popular or to have that many views, but I actually really like I knew before that they might have been a little better than the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on YouTube, um, you know, you probably starting to see it already, but I mean, definitely for me, who's nearly done videos for like a year, you definitely see um specific like genres, styles just do more. I can't even speak English myself. Just do better in terms of views than other ones. And I think mouth sounds are definitely one of them. Just like any type of ear retention really does quite well. And then like a lot of doctor medical videos, they tend to do quite well as well. I don't know if you've got any plans to do them, and maybe touch on that later, but that would be cool to see. I definitely want to see ASMR cat as a doctor. We need that in our life. Um, so yeah. Unless you have anything to say about them two videos, I don't want to put you on the spot again, as to why you think they blew up. But I can imagine, yeah, like how have you been coping with all this instant attention that you've got, basically? Like, because I can imagine that it's pretty overwhelming to have, how many subscribers that you do, and then to have two videos that already have over 100,000 views it must be hard.
It was really overwhelming, and it was just a great feeling, because I would have never expected them to be so many views. I would have never expected that. And it also, like, I think mostly the second video, like the cupped mouse sounds video, was the one that really made me gain a lot of subscribers in a really short time.
Yeah.
And like also all the comments, most of the people are just so nice and so cute, and like that just makes your day. Like if you always see like on YouTube like popping up the notification and someone saying something really nice, that really that makes my day.
Yeah. Yeah, just getting like a comment, someone saying, "Oh, I just found your videos now, like I'm instantly in love, and I can't wait to watch more," and all this type of thing. It's nice. It's fulfilling for sure. Um, do you do you? I'm guessing you don't, because it must be hard. But do you at least read every comment, or do you like try to respond where you can and stuff like that? How do you manage that?
Well, my plan was always to answer every comment, but
That was the plan.
it has been a lot at the moment. Yes. Well, I try to at least like every comment and read every comment.
Yeah.
Earlier, I instantly clicked on the notifications, went to YouTube, and answered. Now I really plan a certain time in my day to go on YouTube and go through all of that and try just at least to like the comment, because I don't know, I just think it's like a little community, and it's just nice for the viewers, if you just answer.
Yeah, I think it's the least you can do, right? Someone's took the time out of their day to watch something. So, and I think as a viewer, it's really fulfilling to see that notification pop up to show that like the creators like you comment. I've been there myself. You've probably been there yourself. I don't know if you commented. I don't know if you commented on creators when you were a viewer, but it's really nice to get that notification to say Frivolous Fox has liked your comment or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with all the views has also come some, harassment in the comments, which I know you made a video about to touch on it. But I think in general that it's a very prevalent problem, across the ASMR space. And like the more I think about it, I think it's just a problem in general with people just posting like hate comments and just like, for no reason whatsoever, just going out their way to hate. But I think with the ASMR, in the ASMR space, it's mainly more harassment and asking people to do certain things. And I know a lot of creators have came out and made posts about this thing. I know, was it Lily Whispers made a post about it recently. I'm guessing that's been hard to deal with. Like, can you talk about that a little bit and how you've been able to deal with that?
Well, it was a lot for me because my channel was growing and I was actually super happy about it. But at the same time, all these comments and messages got so much. Like at first I always said I never want to publish my Instagram, but I felt really safe in the whole community, and I thought, I want to be connected with everyone who's watching my videos. I want to text with them. But like some people took that as a chance to do really inappropriate things.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I am sensitive with that because I never ever have experienced something like that in my life before. Um, and it was kind of a lot for me personally.
Yeah.
And it's still like when I get those messages that, I don't know, it it makes me feel a little sad. But I know that it's just like a small amount of people, and most of the other people are just really kind and enjoying my videos for
Yeah.
ASMR, and that's what it keeps you motivated. And sometimes you just like become stronger when you go through certain things, and I think that's also one thing that makes me stronger.
Yeah. I think, I think in life in general, it's hard to look past the negative things, right? I think we're just wired to kind of pay more attention to them, which kind of sucks, right? Because you'd rather focus on the positive things, um, and it's always a constant battle, and it will be. But it's like you say, you've got to keep reminding yourself that 99% of these people are being nice and being genuine and showing love, and it's just this 1% that's kind of ruining that. But let's try not to focus on that thing, right? And I think it's just hard. You know, I get the odd thing, but I think as a boy, it's not as common. I think, when a person that wants to harass someone sees it's the girl, I think they have the notion that, okay, this is a bit more easier to like target. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, that's just it. Just really sucks. And I think, like you say, with the Instagram thing, it's so easy for someone to follow you on Instagram and then send like a message, right? And then in that message they can like kind of say
Yeah.
whatever they want. So yeah, it's difficult. And I hope things get better. And have you noticed any change on, like, probably not Instagram, but maybe on YouTube since you made that video?
I don't know.
Difficult.
I would probably say no,
No.
but I I actually can see like a slight change since I made the video, which I would have never thought. Like I really expected to get some kind of hate for it, but most people were very supportive, and I actually also had like discussions with certain people who actually did like message me and were very like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And those comments were deleted, but some of them actually commented, and they were not sorry, but they actually stopped then.
Okay. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess that was kind of good to see people realizing where they went wrong. But
Yeah,
I think it's hard because obviously, you're always going to get, because of the algorithm and how well you're doing, you're always going to get new people watching your videos for the first time, and it's probably not going to be that Q&A video, right? So it's well, not the Q&A. It wasn't a Q&A video, was it? Or was it? It was more like just a video touching on that subject. So they're not going to see that, and they're
yeah,
just going to see like maybe the cup mouth sounds video, and then you know at that point it's just like they're just going to say whatever they want, and I kind of hate that. And I know YouTube tries to filter like bad comments, but it's not 100% like bulletproof, you know what I mean? So it really sucks. I don't know if you can, obviously with like Twitch and stuff like that, with like live streams, you can like moderate people. So like if anyone says anything bad during the live stream, then they can just delete it or like block that person. I don't know if you can do that with YouTube comments. And like I know you can yourself, but I don't know if you can like get other people to do that for you, because that would be good, right? Because then obviously you don't need to keep checking it. And then by the time you do go to read the comments, hopefully someone that you could trust in your community has actually went through them already and just kind of removed them. Um, that would be that would be the ideal situation,
yeah.
wouldn't it? Um, I don't think that
Yeah,
exists,
definitely.
but I think it's something that maybe YouTube should look into because
Mm.
I think it'd be a really good feature.
Well, because a lot of times, yeah, a lot of times I see like the comment in the notifications, and as soon as I click on it, it's gone. So I guess somebody has reported it then, maybe.
Or
But
sometimes
like
the
it would
YouTube
be much better.
yeah, sometimes the YouTube bot just like it clicks in and it removes it.
Yeah. But it would be much better like if somebody sees it, or if I could see it and I could block that person so they cannot comment again.
Again, yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, like you can do that, but you have to click on their profile,
Yeah.
and then do it like that way. You can't just do it from the actual comment, which is I think they should change that. But hopefully, yeah. I think recently as well, there's been a big influx of non ASMR watchers that have came into the ASMR community through these what we're going to call them. We'll just call them Twitch. We'll just call them Twitch streamers. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I think, I think people doing that stuff and labeling it with ASMR just really doesn't help the cause. I don't know what your thoughts are on all that, but I think there's a time and a place for everything, and I think within that, that just wasn't the right time and place. That type of thing should be on a different website, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I just don't think Twitch should have allowed it in the first place. I'm glad they banned them. I mean, they're back on Twitch now. It wasn't a long ban, but yeah, it kind of is this whole thing, right? Isn't there about ASMR being sexual and stuff like that? And I think it can be. I think anything can be sexual. But the point is that content that they were doing on Twitch was sexual, and it shouldn't have been on there. It should have been on a different website. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree.
Same.
Yeah, I just feel like they're kind of sending these watchers like to the normal ASMR artists who actually do non-sexual content, and somehow you kind of feel like that's with me. You kind of feel like you're doing something sexual, and you never thought about it like that. It could be sexual, but those people kind of make you feel like you do something wrong, but obviously you're not.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's hard. I mean, for me, I do ear eating videos, right? But like, if you watch my most recent video, I have my hand is pretty much over my mouth for like 99% of that video, so you can't see what's happening. Whereas what they were doing on Twitch was, there was no barriers in the way there. They had their ass out on the camera with like yoga pants on. You know what I mean? Like, if you compare what I was doing to that, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it sucks because because with like mouth sounds, and I know you'll agree, but it's like they just are really tingly, right? They just make you go like this. And going into making my channel, I was kind of like, there's obviously a stigma around these type of videos, so it's like, do I film them or do I not film them? And what I said to myself was like, I'd be hypocritical if I didn't film them, because I like them myself and I enjoy filming them now. So I will continue to do that, but it's like, I always try to put things in place to make it more PG. Yeah, I don't know. Would you? I know you kind of need a mic, like that special 3DO mic, to do that type of video. But would that be something that you would do in the future or not?
Yeah, I think we talked about it before. that the 3DO is my favorite mic
Uh-huh.
because I love like the ear eating videos. I love them. And like the first thing that was like one point of doing a channel was one day I'm going to do those videos because I just really enjoy them and I want to do them.
Yeah.
And there are always going to be people who think what they think, but it's like most people of the ASMR community enjoy it. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the ad revenue from your videos will hopefully get you to that magic price for a 3DO. I
yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'm sure I'm sure the money will be coming in soon. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't imagine how much like money you're already making through ads, but we won't get into that. But I can imagine it's a good. I can imagine it's a good chunk. Okay, so I think that was kind of all I wanted to talk about, basically for your videos and stuff. Like I say, your channel is just so young, but it's like doing so well. So it's like I want to talk about it, but there's also like, not a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're doing a really good job, and you're clearly working very hard. I think you uploaded last week. Was it like 4 videos every day for 4 days? Was it like yeah? If you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 videos in 5 days.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I was like, this girl's on the grind.
But it was still a lot. Yeah. I just had a lot of fun, and when I have the time,
you might as
I
well.
just film. So
Yeah. Okay. So, I kind of want to know more about, who you, Kat, are outside of ASMR. What is Kat doing when she's not, I guess, not studying, because you're not doing that anymore, but when you're not working, when you're not making ASMR videos, what type of hobbies and interests are you into and stuff like that?
well, I'm actually into riding. I had a horse, or I got my first horse when I was 15.
Oh, wow.
Like my whole family is a riding family. It's also like just family time when we are together at the barn. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
My aunt, my aunt is riding, my mother is riding, and that's just like my big passion. And I had to sell my horse at the beginning of the year, which is pretty sad.
Very sad.
So at the moment, I ride like I do ride horses from my friends and everything, but there's like a big piece of my life that I miss, but that will hopefully change very soon.
Yeah. So do your parents have like a house with like a stables and I think you said a barn? Do you have like a big outside area where you ride the horses round, or do you go somewhere to do that?
No, we don't have like our own barn, because my dad actually hates horses. Yeah, sadly. But we go like to a place where you kind of rent like a box where your horse can sleep, or like a paddock where your horse can sleep.
Yeah.
And we got like an outside area, like 2 outside areas, one for jumping, one for dressage, and also like a big, I don't know what it's called. There's a roof on top, so you can ride when it's cold. Well, I think everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
So
I'm not big into horses and jumping and stuff, but it sounds like a good time. I think I'd be pretty scared, but yeah, as long as as long as you enjoy it. Have you ever done it to the point where you've like maybe doing competitions and stuff like that? Or
Yeah, I've did many competitions, and that's also like the goal I have, to be successful in that. Like, but as a hobby, not as like, I never thought about doing it as a job or something. It was always just for my free time. But like, that's why I had to sell my horse, sadly, because she was very, very nervous at competitions, and
it just wasn't the right
she
one for it?
became a little mean.
Yeah.
No, and it was just better for her. Like, she's actually living very close to me. Like, I visit her sometimes
Oh,
10
that's
minutes
nice.
far away. And she's living her best life, so
Oh, well,
she's very happy now.
that's all you can ask for if she's living her best life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what outside of anything else outside of horse riding?
Well, I always wanted to be like into art and everything. Like, I tried, but I can't draw. I can't do anything else. I can't play any instruments.
Same.
I would love to be into music, but I can't. I'm just awful.
Yeah.
I wish I would, but no, better not.
It's funny you should say that because it sounds like you want to be, but you're not. And I think I'm the same. And I have like a creative itch. That's what I'll call it. And I think like being able to produce ASMR videos has like scratched that itch. I don't know if you're the same.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's kind of where I can challenge my creative side, because there's nothing really creative that I can do. So ASMR is a creative thing, like definitely. And I can feel like, of course, it's kind of also like working, but it's just fun. Like,
It's fun work.
It's really good also for the head. Like, I think for the brain.
Yeah.
If you can say it like that.
You can definitely say it like that. So what about like, are you into cooking? Are you into baking, reading? Not really.
Well, I have always been a lot into reading because my mother reads a lot. But like when I got a little older, I kind of stopped reading a lot. Like, I always have like a book at the side of my bed, just in case I feel like reading. And I do that sometimes, but I don't do it as often as I did. And well, I actually like cooking, but I just started cooking like when I moved out. And
as you do.
I think, I don't know if I can cook. Like, my boyfriend always says it's very good, but I don't know if he says that because he don't want me to be sad or if it's really good.
Yeah. Do you
I think it's okay.
Do you know any like Vietnamese dishes?
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I do a lot, but I don't know. Like, I would like to say some things, but I don't really know what they are called. It's like what I love to do is Vietnamese pancakes.
Wow.
They're not sweet, they are like filled with other things that I don't know.
Savory things.
What it's called in English. Yeah, and I do know those, not summer rolls, but
spring rolls?
No, not spring rolls, summer rolls. Like, they are, you don't do them into the hot oil. They're just like in such a rice paper thing.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
And they're really fresh. Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah.
That's like kind of my favorite dishes.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep, to keep that culture. I don't have anything like that. I'm just, I'm as English as it gets. I wish I had something like that, but it's nice, and I can imagine that your mum appreciates that you appreciate it. So we love that. What about TV shows and films? Or do you watch any anime or anything like that?
Well, that's also one thing that I really wanted to try, because when I was younger, I loved these anime films like that everybody watched
Spirited Away.
sometime. Like, yeah, things like that. Or, I don't know what it's called in English. Totoro's Reise.
Oh, My Neighbor
Das war
Totoro.
auch the, yeah, and that's why I
Classics.
also tried like to watch more anime, like series. But I don't know. I just can't keep watching it. That's like a common problem with me. Like I start things like series on Netflix and everything, and I can't really.
You don't
go
have the
on
attention
watching
for it.
them. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, you know, I think that's just. I think some people are like that. You know, some people just need more. I don't know what it is, like hands-on thing to always be like on the go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Do you have a favorite film though? Well, big question.
Well, I do have a favorite film, but I think it's my favorite film because it's my favorite books. Because I actually feel like the film wasn't that good compared to the books.
Which was this?
I'm talking about The Hunger Games.
Okay.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
The books were like the first books that really blew me away, and I read all of them like 10 times. I love them, and that's why I'm also obsessed with the films, obviously. So I would say that. I just thought, like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh god, I'm so weird. I apologize.
No, that was really funny.
Funny. I do try my best. Sorry for anyone that's watched that. No, I mean I've never been a big book reader, but I am into films, so I've seen all the Hunger Games films. Obviously, I didn't have anything to compare to, but they were pretty good. I wouldn't say like they were like outstanding. I would probably give, depending on which one I'm talking about, maybe like a 7 out of 10, something like that. Maybe an 8 out of 10 for one of them. It definitely made me cry in parts, like spoilers for Hunger Games, but like in the first one when like Rue dies, that's quite sad. And then Finnick dies on the last one, right? So that's quite sad as well.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character?
Well, my favorite character was Peter, or is still Peter, because he's so perfect. I don't know. I think it's because I started reading them when I was like 15 or something, and I kind of fell in love with this character. Yeah, I just thought like
he's
he
really
would be the
sweet.
perfect boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I actually also like the actor.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name. I'm normally good with stuff like that as well.
I think it's Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, you're right.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
I also love like.
Go on.
I love Jennifer
Lawrence.
What is it? Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually love everything with her. Like Passengers is also a really good film. Like film is good.
Have you seen Silver Linings?
Yeah, I also love that film.
Yeah, that's a beautiful film. Like I think she won an Oscar for that film, right? So obviously she was good in it, but like I think her and Bradley Cooper are just really amazing in that film. And it's making I'm very emotional, and it's making me tear up thinking about it because it's quite a sad film as well.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Hunger Games. So, what's the name of so there's Peter, and what's the other boy called?
Oh, it's actually Gale. Yes.
It is Gale.
Yes.
What did you? Okay, the point of this was I just wanted to know what you thought of him.
Well, I'm already on Peter's side,
Yeah, it's
so
hard.
I can't really be. Yeah, I think he's a good guy too, like definitely, but he's more like the tough guy and everything. And what I really like about Peter is that he's so emotional, and that he has just this side that he really shows, and that really makes his character. And that's obviously the side that Gale does not have too much. So
Yeah.
he's a good guy, but
I think I think both of them, like, obviously, like, really loved Katniss. So
yeah.
I think that was hard, but oh, someone's breaking in. But yeah,
I'm scared.
We'll move on from Hunger Games. The last thing for this section is, I know, always ask the creators, do you have any tips for people that are watching that are thinking about starting their own channel or in the process of starting their own channel? I know you're very, very early on yourself, so you might not have a lot of tips, but yeah, do you have any tips for them?
Well, I know that a lot of people don't have like the budget to buy like a good microphone or like even a camera. Like I don't even have a camera. I'm filming with my phone.
Yeah.
But even if you don't have it, like just start. Like you got nothing to lose, and also you can just kind of, get some experience, try out some things, and the more videos you do, the better you get. And if you want to do it, just start, and when you get better, you will get the credit for it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Or in most cases.
I think that's good advice. And my advice on top of that would be to not compare yourself to ASMRcat, because what she's done is an anomaly and it won't be replicated. So don't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
she's just too good at it. So, she's like a glitch, basically.
No, I don't know why this happened to me. I don't know why, but don't compare yourself. I don't know why this happened. Don't ask me. I'm just happy about it.
No, you should be happy. Yeah, so we're going to move on to the final section, which is the future. I always have to say it like that. I don't know why. So the first thing is, is there, like, obviously we spoke about, you're only 20 videos into your channel, but is there things that you, videos that you want to do that you haven't done that you want to do, or it's just like more of the same style?
There's many videos. Like I actually have a list with like 30 video ideas.
Well, like let's hear some. Like, let's get some spoilers. What are we thinking?
Well, like the list is on my phone and I'm filming with it right now. I would love to show it.
Oh no,
but,
you don't. No, don't need. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
If you can. I just thought if you could remember some of them.
Well, but yeah, definitely. What I want to try is like some kind of role plays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm good in it, but I feel like that's like a new level of ASMR, and I feel like it could be really, really fun. And I also want to like do more binaural videos, like really layered sounds, like one left, one right, like different sounds.
Yeah.
That's like also what I like a lot. I did that kind of.
Yeah.
But not in like a really professional way.
Uh-huh.
So that's like, and also just many different sounds. Like I did a lot of tapping and everything. I really want to do that when you like take, I don't know what it's called, a foil or something onto the mic, and then you take like shaving cream.
Oh, okay.
On top of it.
You want to do that?
And then you do this thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't think I've done that myself. Which is kind of strange because I've done like over 100 videos. So yeah, no, that's a good trigger, especially if you like turn the sensitivity of the mic all the way up. You get some nice sounds. I think role plays are just daunting in general, right? I think, but it's just one of them things that you just, once you start doing it and keep doing it, you'll just get better and more comfortable every time. And I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I think if you done a cranial nerve exam role play, I think the internet would break.
Well,
I think it would explode.
I wanted to do one, but I'm just like, do you know that when you just lay in bed or just chill somewhere and you like kind of try to like plan a video and like start like, how would I start? How would I do that?
Mm-hmm.
I actually wanted to do that like with the gloves.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. And I started to think about what would I start with? And nothing came to my mind. So I think, well, maybe I have to wait a little bit until I have more ideas. And so it's natural, I do it in a natural way and not like
Yeah, you're not going to
thinking
force
too
it.
much about it.
Yeah. I think, you can actually, because I spoilers, even though it's not going to be spoilers, because this will come out after that comes out. But my video this Sunday is my first cranial nerve exam, and I was nervous about it because it's quite obviously it's one of the most popular videos, but it's like you've got to do it right. So I ended up YouTubing an actual cranial nerve exam, and I watched that. And then basically
Oh, that's a great idea.
basically all I did was I kind of watched it once all the way through, and I was like, okay. And then I went to start filming. I'd watch the first part of the cranial nerve exam. I'd film that, and then I'd pause it, watch the next part, and then basically I haven't edited it yet, but I'm just gonna crop them parts out when I'm watching the video, and then it'll all just like nicely come together. Because it's a lot to remember, and it's like I don't know. I'm quite a perfectionist, so I was like, I want to get it right. You know what I mean? And I didn't just do the cranial nerve exam. I made it my own, and you'll see what thing I made, what thing I put in there on Sunday. But it's quite good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's good.
I'm very excited for it.
I hope it's good. But yeah, like you say, wow. it's these. You can't force these things, and it'll just come naturally to you to say, okay, I'm going to film this week, or I'm going to film this today.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there people in the community that you would love to do collaborations with? Do you have anyone that stands out?
Well, not really, because like what I think is the most important thing about collaborations is that you have like the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's most important, and that you do that. Just like the ASMR is a little similar, that you have the I would never like be able to do similar style. And I feel like I haven't found my style yet. I know that I'm definitely not a fast ASMR artist. Like, I'm just more like calm and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know yet. Like, I never thought about it because I just started my channel, and like a collab is just something that's like really far away from me.
Yeah. I guess it's one of them where maybe if you were asked by someone, like someone came to you and said, do you want to be a part of this? You're probably more inclined to say yes, because you've been asked, rather than you trying to sort of something out yourself. And I know this is kind of a collab, but it's not. It's not like we're doing an actual ASMR video together, which I'd be down for if you wanted to do that. But but
I would say yes, like if for real.
Yeah, but like you say, I think it's about it's about finding your feet and stuff first. And yeah, no, I mean, we both like mouth sounds, so a mouth sounds collab kind of makes sense. So yeah, do you not have like, do you not dream about doing a collab with like Frivy Fox? Would that? I mean, surely you do.
Yes, of course I do. Like, that's a big dream, but this will never happen. I already know.
It will.
Who I also love is Ada Fox. Do you know her? She's also German, and she's just. I think she's German.
Yeah, with her. So that's
and
funny.
She's so.
That's funny you should say that, because I just discovered Edda like 2 weeks ago. and she's a big creator, so I don't know how I didn't do that earlier. And I've just been binge watching her videos ever since. And now we talk, which is weird. Like I did no, I did. I tell you what I done. What did I do? I think I made an Instagram story, and I was like, oh, just came across Edda Fox, and like I just like kind of like I tagged her in it, and I was like, this is mind blowing, it's so good. And then she like DM me back, and I was like fangirling. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then
Really?
yeah. I hope she's not watching this for me fangirling also. But yeah, I watched it's funny because if I get really invested in a creator, I always look for Q&A videos because I want to get to know them, which is why I started this podcast in the first place, because I like to get to know people on more of a a personal level, on like a human level. And yeah, she's actually Turkish. She's Turkish born, but she moved to Germany, I think, very young. So she lives in Germany and she speaks German. So for all intensive purposes, she is German, but her roots are Turkish. But oh my god, her videos are so good.
Her energy is just, I don't know what she does, but her energy is so good. Like, I'm instantly relaxed.
Oh,
I
know
love
what you
her.
mean.
And I think about doing the story now. So she replies to me too.
Well, if you want, I could put a word in. I'll be like, this girl's taking the scene by
That's
storm.
really nice.
You should, you know what I mean? If I ever get her on the podcast, I'll tell her that you're a big fan.
Yes.
But I don't think you should ever say, I can't do a collab with Frivolous Fox or Edda Fox. You just like foxes, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't think you should think like that you can't do that, because I've had one of my favorite creators on this podcast, Amy K, who does fantasy role plays, and she has similar numbers to Edda, and it was mind blowing to me that she agreed to come on, and honestly, we had the best time. And afterwards, she was like, I've had a couple of interviews and Q&As and stuff with other creators, but she said to me, this feels more like a conversation between friends, and I was like so it can happen,
But
and I think it will happen. I think
yeah.
Frivi is the type of girl that would say yes. I think if you reached out to collab with her, you never know.
Who knows?
You've got to manifest these things.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna end this podcast and just talk about how amazing Edda Fox is.
Well, I could talk for hours.
Yeah, she's just, I don't know what it is. She puts on them press on nails, and then that's it. It's just like, I'm just in tingle heaven.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh right. Anyway, this is about ASMrcat, not Edda Fox. Do you have any future projects in the works? Things like Patreon, streaming, vlogs, anything. It doesn't have to be including them things, but anything like that sort of thing, like extra content, basically. Anything like that. Doesn't have to be
No.
now. It could be in the future.
Well, I can imagine that I might be streaming one day. I was never really into Twitch or something, but actually the first time that I watched something on Twitch was when you did your stream.
Yeah.
And I really liked it, and I just felt like, oh, that's so cool. Why have you never watched a stream before? Mm-hmm. So I thought, I can see myself doing that maybe one day.
Why not?
I don't know if I would ever do a Patreon, because I'm actually struggling already, like putting up enough
Yeah.
content,
I-
and I could never do even more exclusive content. That's just, there's no time for that.
Yeah, I think that's probably something that you do when you make the jump to do like full time, right? Then, because then you'd have the time to do extra content for Patreon. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know a couple of my friends in the community who've went full time, and they do, they do Patreon and stuff like that. And I think because of that extra time, because they're not doing a normal job, they find the time to do it. So again, I think it's just one of them things that'll come over time. And it's weird, like, normally I get creators on that have been, making videos for a year, and obviously you're only like just over 2 months in. So it's a bit crazy that I'm asking you stuff like this, but I think it's testament to
Yeah.
how well you've done. So just think of it like that. And thank you. Thank you for hanging out, by the way, in the streams. It's nice to see you. And hopefully
Yeah, I like it.
you enjoy my accents that I do.
Yeah, those are the best, really.
I don't know what you're talking
It's really
about.
funny too sometimes. Yeah, right.
Imagine if I filmed the whole podcast like that.
What?
I said, imagine if I filmed the whole podcast with that accent.
Oh, then I might leave.
Yeah, I think I might live. So it's basically the final question. What are your ultimate goals of the channel? Kind of like, I don't want to tunnel it, but like maybe where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you see yourself in like 5 years? If someone offered you the chance to do this full time, would that be something that you'd be happy doing? Obviously given, it would have to be financially stable for you and all that good stuff. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's maybe one thing that I don't have in common with most of the creators, because I could never do that as a full-time job. Well, I do see myself like putting up even better content and having a better quality, getting a new mic, getting a camera and everything. That's definitely something I want to do and I will do. And like just trying out some things and find my way. And the best case would be if I would grow with that too, but I don't see me doing this as a full-time job, because I do have my normal job, and to be honest, I see my career in that job, and that's also something that I'm very passionate about. Like, I love my job. I just love it, and I probably love it just as much as ASMR. But like, it's a serious thing, and I got pretty good chances, and I would never risk that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just something that, it'll just become more clear over time, right? Again, it's all still very fresh and early for you.
Yeah,
And I think
that's right.
yeah, I think what you're saying is very mature and sensible. And obviously you've got to be with these things because, I think if you do decide to eventually be a full-time creator, it's a big leap, right? Because
Yeah.
like, if you describe that type of job to someone 20 years ago, they would laugh at you and say you're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. But I think the ASMR space is going to get bigger. I think YouTube's going to get bigger. I think streaming is going to get bigger. And it's only going to grow. And there's only going to be more opportunities. So, but yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you with all the future stuff because you are just a little blossoming flower right now. But
I'm just too young. I'm 20, and I don't know. I could never. I'm just a person. I could never tell like what I will do in my life. Like, I can say what what's like my path kind of, but there will always be something that I will start, or like a new interest that I want to do. So I think there's a lot. You have so many options in your life. Like I would never say that's my thing and I will do it forever.
Yeah, life.
And
Yeah.
yeah, also what I wanted to say is I just saw an article about ASMR billing and healing method. Like I just saw that. So my mother actually sent that to me, and she was like, "Oh my god, ASMR is a real thing."
Yep, it is. Yeah. I think life is just like a river, right? It just ebbs and flows and changes, and you just don't know what's around the corner. So I think it's just important to live in the moment and kind of just take every day as it comes, and go from there. And I think that's what you're doing. I think that's really important, especially in your position where you've got so much early success. It's important to stay grounded, um, and it seems like you're doing that. And hopefully, you're surrounded with good people. Your partner and your family and your friends. Um, it's important to have them there supporting you and keeping you right. Um, but yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it because we have been going on for quite long, and I'm sure we talk about Edda Fox all
For
night.
how long?
Well, this includes like the times that we stopped, but we're currently on an hour and 33 minutes. But that'll probably be around like an hour and 10 when you like snip the parts out. So not too long, but yeah, we'll end it there. Unfortunately, so sorry if you
Well,
wanted
it
to
was
go.
really fun, so thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you for having me. It was really,
No, thank
really,
you.
really nice, and you do like a really great job as a moderator, or
Thank
like I don't know what it's
a
called, but
host.
it was really fun. Host,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, a moderator is cool. I can be called that if you want me to be.
Well, I would say moderator in German. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what we would call it,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
No, but honestly, it's literally my pleasure, and all the thanks goes to you for coming on. I really love talking to people and picking people's brains on what they're doing, and obviously what you're doing is something that doesn't happen a lot. So you're obviously doing something right, and I wanted to talk about that, but I also wanted to you know, put that to one side and talk about who you are as a person. Because I think a lot of people, when they watch content creators, they just see what's in front of them. They see the superficial things. And sometimes there's just a lot more to people than the content that they put out. So I just want to expose that. And I hope the people that watch from your channel and new people get to see, how amazing you are, just really deep down as well. So um, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that was so sweet. I don't even know what to say.
No, you don't. You don't need to say anything. Just take it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you did make it this far into the video, guys, thank you so much for watching. I make these podcast episodes every single week with a different creator. So if you did enjoy it, and maybe you also want to see normal ASMR videos from me, because I do upload them once every week as well, then you're gonna want to subscribe. So yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you thought. If you have any feedback for me, if you have any questions for Kat, please leave them down below. They are very appreciated. Yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and click that bell icon and select all to get a notification every time a new podcast episode goes live and every time a new ASMR video goes live, so you don't miss out on any of the action. But yes, this has been the Wiretap Whisper Podcast. Kat has been amazing, and we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.